So Marion, I'm French. I've been working in influencer marketing for the past 7 years now. I'm basically running influencer marketing campaigns, performance campaigns, so towards ROI goals, for different kinds of apps and mostly gaming apps. I think the first one is always negotiate prices. Influencer prices are increasing on a monthly and yearly basis. It is getting really, really expensive, especially because of brands that are doing branding. And so because they're doing branding, they don't measure the performance as we do in performance marketing. And because they don't need to get to profitability. And so in the end, they don't really care how much they spend. So that increases the prices. So negotiate prices, I'd say always ask for the influencer to disclose the partnership. This is legally required in many countries. And don't work with those kind of branding influencer marketing agencies because they don't know your KPIs. They don't understand what you're trying to achieve. They don't know how the influencer performed. They just know, how many views they get or how many likes they have. And that's not what you're after. So surround yourself with the right partners and especially don't work with those kind of branding agencies. First step is for me to understand who's the target audience, right? It is going to be the base because this is going to define which influencers we work with on which platform and how much we're going to have to pay those influencers, because the price of the influencer is going to depend based on if you're trying to target female audiences, older audiences, men audiences, whether you want to target them on Twitch, on YouTube, on Instagram, for example, and depending obviously on the country. So the first step for me is really to understand, which countries are we targeting, which type of audience in terms of gender, and which age range. There's one thing that always happens is people selecting influencers based on their content and assuming what the audience is. So for example, you launch a campaign in Spain, you have a Spanish-speaking influencer, it's great. So you're expecting performance and installs in Spain, but in the end you get no installs. And you get no installs because the audience of that influencer is actually in Latin America. It's in Mexico, it's in Argentina, Chile, or whatever. But because you only relied on what you think the audience was, then you don't get to the results that you wanted. So it's really important to pay attention to the audience of that influencer in terms of obviously age and gender, but also location. I don't think there's any difference, to be fair, in the strategy. The only minor difference is about how do you calculate the LTV of your users, if it's a subscription-based app or if it's, in-app purchases. But then as long as you know how much your users are spending, then you can estimate how much traffic you need to bring to get to the ROI that you want to reach. So in the strategy, it's very similar, and you can apply one to the other.